Let's go have the perfect day at Universal Orlando. Tons of tips and tricks coming your way. Now, my perfect day here at Universal Orlando is actually going to start over at Islands of Adventure. I was a resort guest last night. I stayed at Portofino Bay, which was OMG amazing. Video tour coming soon. And one of the biggest perks of staying at a Universal Orlando resort is that you get early park admission at one of the theme parks. They open up an hour early with select attractions opening up. Today it's Islands of Adventure, and Velocicoaster is one of those attractions. So I am trying to skitty scat over to Islands of Adventure as quickly as I can so that I can ride Velocicoaster, baby. It's about a 5-minute walk in between the two parks, gate to gate. So that's really convenient. That is one of the things I actually like a lot about coming to Universal versus Disney. It's just super easy to get between the two parks. It's Disneyland-esque in this way. So you can always take the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express, but the line gets really long. So to walk between the two, just a few minutes. All right, and it's just now 8 o'clock. Looking for the short lines. Pro tip in theme parks, go left as much as you can. People have a natural tendency to go right in the United States because we drive on that side of the road, most people are right-handed. If you go left, you can usually find shorter lines. There is a checkpoint right here when you get into the park where they want to see that you have proof of being a resort guest or an annual pass holder, because certain annual passes get in early as well. So make sure you have that ready to go. As a little pro tip, I like to wear something with pockets at Universal because you get your annual pass out so much, I feel like. And if you have Express Pass, you're going to have to show that a lot. So it's just easy to have a pocket to slide it into, and you're going to need it for the lockers. One of the perks at staying at one of Universal's premier resorts, which are the Hard Rock, Royal Pacific, and Portofino Bay, is you get free Express Pass, which is Universal's version of Fast Pass. It's always been paid. It's much more expensive than Genie Plus. It is usually around $125 per person per day. But it just allows you access to walk up to most of the attractions and get right on, no reserving times or anything. But when you stay at one of their top tier resorts, it's included every day of your stay, including check-in and check-out days. That's a huge perk of staying at those resorts. And I always recommend, if you truly want to have a perfect Universal Orlando experience, spend the night at a hotel. You can get Royal Pacific for $200 a night in the off-season usually. That's what we're going to be using today. See how many rides we can get on with Express Pass throughout our perfect day. All right, so most people are headed forward to get into Hogsmeade, which is where we're gonna go next. My plan, ride Velocicoaster, check the time, and then go over to Hagrid's so that when the park officially opens at 9, we're ready to ride Hagrid's. And then we will have knocked out the two biggest attractions in either park. When they were building this, it's to protect you if you're under here if something falls out of a guest pocket. But I was really hoping it was a pterodactyl cage. It's not. Okay, so Velocicoaster is Universal's newest attraction. It opened up officially last summer, and it is unbelievable if you're a coaster fan. Basically, it takes place in Jurassic World before the movie, where the people, that's us, we're the people, want more teeth. And this is their move before the Indominus Rex, is to send you on a raptor run. 80-foot drop, hanging inversion, 2 takeoffs. It is chef's kiss. Also, pro tip on this attraction, you're gonna be tempted to use single rider. Don't do it unless you've ridden it before. But still, even then, probably don't do it. 2 reasons. 1, it moves very slowly here. Like, it honestly will take as long as the standby line. And 2, you miss the best part of the queue coming up, the live raptors, and you want to see the live raptors. Also, fun fact, did you know BD Wong is the only character to appear in all of the Jurassic movies, all 3 parks and both worlds? We can assume he's coming out in the new one. Good for you, BD Wong. I'm in 4 T-Rex yellow. Enjoy some official Universal Orlando footage of this ride. Attraction is amazing that you get so much airtime. I had my hands up in the back. The back is so fun. If you are a thrill seeker, put that one on your list. It is a blast and a half. It's about 10 minutes to 9, so we are headed over to Hogsmeade. I see the line for Hagrid's already forming. Here we go, attraction entrance here. This line does usually move pretty quick, and the attraction's not officially open yet, so it looks really, really long, but I'm hoping it's like 30 minutes or less. Oh, where are we going? Early morning in Hogsmeade. It's so beautiful. If you had no interest in riding Velocicoaster, I definitely would have recommended coming over here during early park admission. I wouldn't necessarily recommend riding Flight of the Hippogriff or Forbidden Journey if you have Express Pass, because you can ride those later, but just take advantage of being in a nearly empty Hogsmeade early. Maybe do Ollivanders. If you're unfamiliar, there are 2 sections of Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is Hogsmeade in the Islands of Adventure Park, and then Diagon Alley is connected by the Hogwarts Express over in Universal Studios Florida. I did a video ranking everything in these lands so you can get a full tour. We'll link that for you. All right, it opened with a posted 90 minutes. I do not foresee it taking that long. It's already moving and grooving. But attractions, big popular attractions at both Disney and Universal open with a long wait time because they know it's gonna get up to that really quickly. But if you can get there early, you probably are gonna not wait that long. But they know within not very long, this will be a 90-minute wait. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure TM is literally my favorite ride in the world, in any theme park. It's not, oh, just look how much fun they're having. That'll be me so soon. It's not quite as intense as Velocicoaster. There's no inversions, but it still is an intense coaster. And the reason I love it is because you see so many Harry Potter creatures. You see Blast-Ended Scroots, which are a great book-only reference that I love. You go into the Forbidden Forest, see the flying car, Pixies, Hagrid himself. And as a diehard Harry Potter fan, oh my gosh, never noticed this little, is it Thestral? I think it's a Thestral. Cute. As a diehard Harry Potter fan, super fun roller coaster with different takeoff points throughout the coaster. Motorbike seat, Enchanted Sirius's motorbike, plus Harry Potter Easter eggs and details. Doesn't get much better than that.
Vaccination status.
I love this detail that something has been eating the pumpkins. Could it be the Thestrals? I don't know, they like meat, but maybe they like pumpkins too. I also like meat, but also pumpkin. So I understand that not having a pre-show makes people happy because it moves you onto the physical ride faster. But I'm very sad there's not a pre-show. I love a pre-show. It explains what's happening. You get to see Arthur Weasley and Hagrid. And they brought it back for a little, and now it's gone again. I don't know. That ride is so good. It makes me just so happy every time I ride it. I'm just like this the whole time and giggling. It's amazing. Absolutely ride it. And now the hustle's done for the day, friends. We hustled and got here early so we could get on the 2 big rides that don't have Express Pass. And now we get to just leisurely enjoy our day. I'm never leisurely in a theme park. I always have an agenda. We're going to do a lot. But it's going to be much easier with Express Pass. Okay, I think we've had enough fun at Islands of Adventure. It's time to leave. No, I'm not kidding. It's getting a little people-y up in here. Because this park opened early, it's definitely got more people in it already. I want to go enjoy a hopefully not very busy Diagon Alley, and I want to ride the Hogwarts Express before the line gets long. Granted, we have Express Pass, so we don't really have to worry, but even with Express Pass, this one can get long. So as a pro tip, Express Pass or not, ride the Hogwarts Express early if you want to ride it. It gets very, very long in the middle of the day when people are trying to hop between parks, but if you hop early, like it's 10 minutes right now. Easy peasy. As a friendly reminder, again, this is a park-to-park transportation. It's gonna take me into the other theme park, so you do have to have a park hopper ticket in order to even ride this attraction. You'll have to show it before you get on right now. So when you have Express with the hotels, it's just part of your room key. You can see it right there on the top, and you will go in the Express side. You can ride everything as many times as you want. You could ride the Hulk 15 times if you wanted to. I'd throw up props, but you could. You'll see different things out the window when you go from Hogsmeade to King Station and vice versa. But I don't ride it that much because it does get a super duper long line in the afternoons because everyone's trying to park hop and it doesn't have a lot of capacity. So ride this one early or late if you want to do it. And I think it's a must do for Harry Potter people especially, but you can certainly walk faster than it most of the time between the two parks. And just like that, we're in London.
Did you know that a Slytherin will cross a road twice?
Cross the road twice?
Yeah, they
Why?
usually double cross.
Oh. You be careful, this Slytherin might turn you
Okay,
into a
don't put a
frog.
curse on me, I kid.
Before we go into Diagon Alley, I like to do this. When there's not a line, come inside the phone booth, which is a great photo op, which is what everyone else has been doing, but there's more. Stay. It's the Ministry of Magic. Oh, the magic entrance is closed. I have to use the Muggle entrance. Okay. Fun little Easter egg. Dial magic on the phone. And now let's head into Diagon Alley. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's just the best, and I get teary-eyed every time I come in here. It's just the best, most wonderful land, and I know I'm not alone in using Harry Potter as an escape, and I have since I was a child, and just when you come in here, it's like you're in it. You are, magic is real, and you are in the wizarding world, and it's amazing. Okay, as much as I'd love to just stand here and stare at how beautiful Diagon Alley is and take in every single detail, the Leaky Cauldron, so that's where we're headed next. They do a great breakfast on both sides of Wizarding World, pancakes, sausage, eggs, all that kind of stuff. If you want to get here before 10:30 when breakfast stops, the breakfast is great, and you get a drink that can be a butterbeer with your breakfast, which is a great deal. I'm here a few minutes late after breakfast, so I will be eating lunch. I do think I like the Three Broomsticks like 1% more than the Leaky Cauldron, just because I feel like it's more iconic, but it's absolutely beautiful in here. And this one serves a little bit more like traditional English fare, like they've got Toad and Hole and Bangers and Mash, and the Three Broomsticks is more like of a feast, like roasted stuff. But no matter where you go, you can get fish and chips. This is the kids' fish and chips. Another one of my pro tips: eat off the kids' menu. You'll get the same food, just smaller portions. It'll cost you less money. That means you can eat more things throughout the day. Their fish and chips are bomb because they come with house-made tartar sauce, a fresh lemon wedge, and all you care to enjoy malt vinegar. I also got both a coffee and a hot butterbeer. I might do some science experiments and some potion making here in a second to see if I can make some kind of delicious concoction as well. So I don't love Muggle creamer that comes in a little packet thing, but I normally drink coffee black, but I wonder just for a little magic if I like sploosh a little hot butter beer in there, just for science. I'm a genius. Hot butterbeer is criminally sweet. Now, I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's my favorite version of butterbeer, and you absolutely have to drink butterbeer on a perfect day. But it is so sweet. So adding it to coffee just made the coffee just like a little bit more magical. Do I recommend doing this if you've never had butterbeer? No, drink a butterbeer like a normal human, but fun little thing you could do. Doctoring up my fish. I know, they sat me in like the darkest corner of this restaurant. My editor's probably crying a little bit right now. I'm so sorry. It's so perfect every time. It's like lightly crispy, nice light fish. Definitely fried and delicious, but not very heavy. Plus, I love the fresh lemon. It is so good. We're gonna eat a lot of good stuff today, but this is step one. I think we should explore Diagon Alley a little bit, do a little wand magic. I brought one of my wands with me, so I had it ready to go. I've done a bunch of videos on the wands before. I did one where I just do all the wand spells and show you how to get a wand at Ollivanders, which I love. So we can link that for you. And let's do some magic. Descendo. It may be the Slytherin in me, but Nocturne Alley is so cool. A lot of people just come in and do the magic, maybe go into Borgin and Burke's, and that's if they even realize it's here. A lot of people just walk right past it, but take a minute to look around at some of the detail. Like, this is designs to impress, and if you look, it's tattoo art, and the tattoos will come to life. Look at the heart. Like, look at the skull over here. If you watch them for a while, they'll stop and start. But, like, do you think this is who the Death Eaters came to get the Dark Mark? Or do you think Voldemort was just like, Tadius Marcius? Because it'd be kind of funny to think of, like, going to a enchanted magic tattoo parlor for the Death Eaters. Also, come over this way. Just the detail in here is so cool. Here's the Fenrir Greyback's wanted poster. This is my favorite store, maybe ever. It's Borgin and Burke's. Harry Potter fans, you need to come in here just for the details and the Easter eggs. I've done a bunch of videos on it, but I'll point one very subtle one out. This is the Trollfoot umbrella stand. You see it in the movie very quickly, but it's actually called out several times in the books. It sits in Grimmauld Place, and Tonks always runs into it. Here's another little detail a lot of people don't notice, and that's Bellatrix's wanted poster. So, on any perfect day in Universal, I'm going to spend some time just enjoying being in the wizarding world. We are going to head to Escape from Gringotts next. Oh, we're going to get a little magic first, though. Oh, it's just the coolest, right? That happens on the 10s, so it's 11:40, 50, 0, 10, 20, you get it. Get those cameras ready. If it's too windy, it won't happen, but it's amazing every time. Well, we're headed into the bank. We're gonna use our express pass to ride Escape from Gringotts, which is the main attraction on this side. Put you right into the middle of the action in Deathly Hallows when Harry, Ron, and Hermione break into the bank to find the Horcrux. But they're not alone, allegedly. Apparently that happened. This ride kind of destroys a lot of canon, and my Harry Potter nerd self gets annoyed with it, but I try not to because it's so great. So Single Rider skips this part, which is part of the coolest part of this attraction is the queue with all the goblins and the bank and the lobby. It's unbelievably gorgeous in here. Single Rider, sometimes they'll route you around this, but Express does get to see. Definitely happy to have Express on this one because this line can get brutally long.
I'll stop showing you climbs the vault. I'll just get in the keys.
Well, I moved them.
How did you get in here? We have.
I'm glad the pre-shows are alive and well at Gringotts. You get to see Bill Weasley. Very cool Easter egg with the Weasley family photo from Egypt on his desk. Then you go into the elevator, which is really cool. And now I'm about to board my cart. Oh, I love that attraction so much. Even though Harry tells Bill that they're looking for a Horcrux, which never would happen. I love it so much. It makes me think what they're going to do for Epic Universe, which is Universal's new theme park, coming by 2025, they said. There is long rumored to be another Wizarding World land coming there. I really hope it's not Fantastic Beasts, but that's what the rumors say. But I wonder what they're going to do if it's not Fantastic Beasts and how they would incorporate the characters, because I really don't think Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson are coming back for anything else. They're too old, and they've both said they're kind of like done. I mean, what's Rupert Grint doing? Not a lot, but they're too old now. So what are they going to do? It'll be interesting. But as much as I could spend my whole day wandering around the Wizarding World, this is not the perfect day in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is the perfect day in Universal. So we got to go to some other fun things too. We're going to hit Men in Black Alien Attack next. Going to go put my bag in a locker. It only is a 15-minute wait, but obviously we're using Express. It's really not a super busy day, so Express is obviously helpful, especially at like a 45-minute line over at Gringotts. I predict the Hulk will be a little bit longer later. Some other attractions will creep up. And every minute counts, you know? But I think in off-peak season, you don't need Express Pass to have a great day. But it's certainly nice. And especially if you're staying at a resort that gives it to you for free, no-brainer. Men in Black Alien Attack is, I think, the best of the shooter-style attractions on the East Coast. Obviously, Web Slingers at California Adventure is the best one, but this one's really fun, and I do think more fun than the ones at Disney. So even if you have no clue what Men in Black is, this ride is super fun. We're skipping a little bit of the queue in Express, but not very much. Basically, we're training to be Men in Black, but then things go awry and we actually have to go save the city from the aliens with minimal training, which seems unsafe, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I love Men in Black Alien Attack, but I forget how fast it spins you sometimes. I hit a couple of the ones that trigger it to spin, and whew, it really whips you around. But it is so fun. Now we're off to another classic. Probably the most classic of classics. Any ideas? The Simpsons Ride. Just kidding. It makes me nauseous, and I've never seen a Simpsons episode, but we're not doing that. Not part of my perfect day. But if it's part of yours, please enjoy. We are, of course, headed to the E.T. Adventure. The oldest ride in the park, the only opening day actual ride left. There's an opening day show we're going to check out later too, but oh gosh, do I love the E.T. Adventure. This one can get a long line recently, especially because one very cool feature is back.
You will need an interplanetary passport. So before you leave with E.T., tell your first name to one of our assistants and they'll give you your pass.
Oh my gosh, I have to save E.T. It seems like it's going to be a lot of work. Hello, Molly. With an M, right? Thank you. Here's my passport to go help E.T. Oh, thank goodness. I hope I can help. There is a smell in this queue, and it hits you right here, and I can't describe it, but if you've been on this ride, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every time I get off that ride, I'm just like, I'm glad that the pre-show's back. I'm glad the name is back, because E.T.'s like, thank you, friend. And then he like lists everyone on your bike. And he's like, Molly. And you're welcome, E.T. I'm glad to help, even though your planet is a nightmare. Wow, what a ride. I hope it never goes away. While we're back here in the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone, we're gonna go to the Splash and Play. No, we're not. I'd absolutely not be going to the Splash and Play. But we are gonna go to the Dreamworks Destination to see which characters are having a dance party. This is one of my favorite underrated things that I feel like a lot of people skip. The Dreamworks Destination is, I think, hands down the best character interactions I've seen since any park has reopened. It's basically a giant dance party with Dreamworks characters, and they rotate who's there. So it could be somebody from Shrek, Madagascar, my personal favorite, the Trolls. And it's just fun. It's a great place for kids to burn off some energy. Parents, you can sit down. Who's here? Who's here? Oh my gosh, Guy Diamond's here. Oh my gosh. He's my favorite. Oh my gosh.
Capture the running man. We're going to go ahead and start up the lawnmower. Get from the cable. Then we're going to go shopping.
Hi, Guy Diamond! I love you so much. You're so cute. Oh, you have moves. Look at those feet move.
And then we're going to throw out some jazz hands. Good pose, Kayla. I mean, it's not quite as strong as Alex's signature pose. Oh, Alex taking a selfie.
I'm always eating and drinking, yes. It's so nice to see you guys. I think Dreamworks Destination is so fun. I danced with Guy Diamond and Puss in Boots, and now I found these guys.
And Skipper.
Hi. Are you playing it cool, very subtle? No one saw you. I haven't seen you guys out here before. It's nice to see you. They're so cute. Bye. So hey, maybe there'll even be a little distance meet and greet for you out here. I truly think that is like the most fun character interaction you're gonna have right now. You get pretty close to them. They actually crush it with the dance moves. Like Puss in Boots can get it. And it's just fun. So check it out, especially if you've got little ones who like those characters. This section of Universal is always such a vibrant section as well. They bring out the parade floats, and I'm glad they're still doing this even though the full parade's back if you'd like to watch that at 5. But they bring out the parade floats and put some of the characters on it, and you can enjoy a little dance, a little moment, and looks like the Dora float is out now. But this is another way they were doing distance meet and greets. And like I said, I'm glad they're still doing it even though the parade's back in full force. There's a creepy man looking in on the people at the diner. Just imagine that you were eating. Hi, Beetlejuice. How are ya? Yeah. Still dead. Then they're doing good. Thank you. Thank you. He called me babe like 6 times in our 15-second interaction, which I should be offended by, but I'm not because it's Beetlejuice. Anyway, let's go ride a ride. All right, let's go do Transformers the Ride 3D. Do I care about the Transformers? No. Do I like this ride? Yeah, I do. This ride is really fun. It is combo 3D simulator and physical sets, and I think that's why I like it. It doesn't make me super nauseous. Simpsons, Jimmy Fallon, those make me super nauseous, but this one doesn't for some reason. They can really vary on weight. Like it can be, it's a walk-on right now, but it also will be well over an hour sometimes.
He that believes you can help him defend the
I just really think that ride's cool, and it's an impressive ride system, so I suggest riding it. I mean, if you like the Transformers, definitely ride it. I do like when Optimus Prime talks to you at the end. It's very soothing. Maybe because it's Eeyore's voice, but I don't know. I dig it. There's a show I want to see coming up in a little bit, but so doing a little shopping in the meantime. I love this store called the Film Vault, just kind of right on the corner here, across from Transformers entrance, because it's got a lot of stuff from throwback attractions like Back to the Future. There is some Jurassic Park stuff in here, but of course I like it for all the Jaws merchandise. They've got tons of Jaws shirts, socks, accessories, backpack. Ooh, do I need that fanny pack? That's possible. Wait. Is this a Jaws candle? Did Universal do what Disney dare do not, which is make scented candles for the theme park? This is branded Universal. I've seen candles here before. This is like literally branded Universal. Oh my gosh, they did it. That's an Amity Island scented candle, a banana breath scented candle from Confrontation, and a time machine candle for Back to the Future. This is amazing. The team member saw me so excited she brought over this one too. There's an ET one. They're all, again, banana breath for Confrontation, time machine smell for Back to the Future, Amity Island smell for Jaws, and Green Planet for ET. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Universal, for this gift.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, being the dancing queen.
I walked out of the store and my ears were tingled by the sweet, sweet noises of ABBA. And the a cappella group was out singing an ABBA medley, which I enjoyed for a few moments. And now we are cruising, because I've got just a few minutes to get over to the Halloween Horror Makeup Show, which I love because it's all about how they do makeup for scary movies. Universal Pictures pioneered a lot of stars that you know, like The Mummy. A lot of the monsters. Oh, hello! Monsters, speaking of, am I right? Werewolf, Mummy, Thing. Those are all Universal monsters from the OGs, you know? Whoa! A fish! And there's this great horror makeup show. And in the lobby of the horror makeup show are props from real Universal movies, including my favorite movie. Okay, the show starts very soon. They do have express lane, but clearly I don't need it. But before we go in, one, have to say hi to this clever girl. And two, Ben Gardner. Love you, dude. He's in Jaws, obviously. It's my fave move. Okay, I love this show. Let's go relax, get some AC. It's very funny, and it changes every time because the narrators are very funny.
Alex! It's me, Marty.
Hi, Marty. What's up?
Oh, you know, just dying. Look in the audience. Find me one person who, when you look at them, your first thought is, oh my gosh, they are not needed. Bring them up here.
Okay, all right, I'm going to volunteer. How about that?
All the knives and blades you see up here in the movies, they've all been dulled. A lot of them are made out of rubber or plastic, like the Kardashians. This stuff is done by professionals. When they're not drinking, they are real good at what they do, okay? So don't try this at home.
Try it at a friend's house.
Okay, guys, these are from the actual film. We're super lucky to have a couple of them. So basically, they're called Chango Heads. It's made out of fiberglass, and it's running on pneumatics.
Oh, and it's air pressure.
Which is air pressure, exactly. All right, I'm gonna power them on in a second. You're gonna feel a huge jolt of electricity through these non-insulated wires. It won't affect this at all. You're gonna like, oh, what is that? What is that? You won't remember like anything. But when you wake up, your child will be 2 years old.
Oh wow, that show makes me giggle so much. They are so funny. They were throwing shade, talking about Figment popcorn buckets and Encanto and stuff. That show's really nice. It's fun to just like sit for 30 minutes in the air conditioning. Make sure to check out those props on your way in. But now we've been sitting, so let's go on a big ride. Headed to Riff Ride Rocket now. This ride is invigorating. It's kind of a nightmare because of that straight up climb. It is certainly not a smooth roller coaster the way that like Hagrid's and Velocicoaster are nice and smooth. This one is rickety and will probably give you a headache, but it's fun. You get to choose what song you want to listen to, so I like to do the secret menu songs and listen to like Kermit the Frog, which is very hilarious. So it's kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster kicked up a lot of notches. Really is fun, but it does rattle your head around. If you would like the secret song, when you see the little menu on the screen, hold the Rip Ride Rocket logo for about 10 seconds, and then you can type in a code for the song, Rainbow Connection by Kermit 902. You're welcome. The one way this day will not be perfect is the Mummy is currently closed for refurbishment for a couple months. So sadly, I cannot ride Revenge of the Mummy, which is definitely my favorite ride in this park, and it's awesome, but it's closed. But the good news is Universal opened a tribute store to Universal Monsters inside the gift shop here, so we're gonna go check that out. If you're familiar, Universal does these incredible tribute stores for their various events, so this is kind of like a mini version of that, celebrating Universal Monsters. The next one will be for Mardi Gras. They do one for Halloween Horror Nights. They've done them for Christmas. You know, these over-the-top, incredibly detailed stores with different props and setups that you should come look at even if you're not going to buy anything. So this is a version of that, but in those, there's like 4 distinct rooms, and this is just one big room. But here's the first photo op. It's Phantom of the Opera. You can stand right there with the Phantom. Oh, they've got the creature from the Black Lagoon up there for another photo op if you want to get in the coffin. Of course, they're selling really cool merchandise in here as well. Some of this, I would wager, is left over from Horror Nights when they had the classic monsters or the Bride of Frankenstein house. Some of it is just cool monster-themed merch. Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster under there. Oh, Dracula. Yes, you got all your classic monsters in here. This is pretty cool for photo ops and or monster merch. Oh, forget this guy's name. A tribute to the creatures of the night. You know what time it is, friends. It's time to ride the greatest attraction that's ever dared exist in a theme park. I might be overselling it a little bit. It's time for Fast and the Furious Supercharged. I know a lot of you hate this ride. I get it, I respect it. But I love this ride because of how ridiculous it is. It's absolutely ludicrous, pun intended, and for that, I adore it. Should you wait like longer than 15 minutes for this ride? No. I understand that people are like, why would a Fast and the Furious ride not be in cars? Why would it be in a big bus? I'm just not one to ask questions. I'm just here to join the family. If there was ever a time I wanted front of the line access, it's right now. This ride doesn't make a lot of sense, just like the movies. Just look around and watch different characters and just see what they do, because it's ridiculous. That's the best way to describe this ride.
Hey everybody, I'm Mia, Dom's sister. Well, another race just wrapped, and it looks like my brother won another car for his collection.
I knew he would.
I don't know why anybody challenges him.
We need to discuss how you're going to get all those civilians out of there without tipping off the FBI.
You know they can hear you. They're right here.
Okay, hold on.
We're gonna get to the party buses one row at a time, row by row.
Fast and Furious is so silly. I just love it. I did get delayed. Like, there was a little bit of a 4-minute delay getting off the ride, the vehicle stops. So they gave us these single-use express passes, which is like cool, except for I already have express passes. But then I read it, and it works till March 1st. So I'm gonna hang on to that. Good customer service by Universal, just handing those out like no questions asked. It doesn't work on Velocicoaster or Hagrid's, but anywhere else. One thing I do want to say about Fast and Furious to all the haters is that the technology they used, that was very groundbreaking at the time, and I know it doesn't look great in the party scene, but it's what they use over at the Bourne Stuntacular, which is a great sit-down. If maybe you weren't into the Halloween makeup show, you could go see that instead. But it's a state-of-the-art, really, really good stunt show, and you can't tell where the live actors begin and the projections end. Like, it's awesome. So Don't hate on Fast and the Furious. It was pioneering a new technology. And the rocks in it. Legitimately, they're so much fun. They do a Michael Jackson remix. The Jameters could never. Before we go back to Islands of Adventure, I obviously have to come say hello to my best buddy, Bruce, the shark from Jaws. That's all that's left of the Jaws ride. This buddy right here, and I love to take a pic with him because he's so amazing. Bruce, do you like my shirt? I got a new shirt just for you. Love you. Bye, bestie. All right, back to Islands of Adventure we go. Glad to have Express Pass because it's a 40-minute wait. Again, don't forget you need your ticket as well. Is this to platform 9 3/4?
No, we have platform 9 and 10. If you look at the sign up there, it lists all the stations that we have.
I must be confused.
9 3/4 is like an American thing.
That must be it.
Yeah, this
that
is the truck station.
Okay, yeah, I'm in London. I'm just confused.
Okay.
It's the time change. It's the time change. You get it. Muggle. As you can see, it definitely gets a lot busier, like I said, midday, because people are trying to cross between the parks. It's not a super busy day today, so it's like a 40-minute wait, but I've seen it well over an hour most of the time. Even if other things don't have super duper long waits, just how long it takes to load and the limited capacity on this one really impact the wait. So it'd be faster to walk right now for sure, but luckily I have Express. It's so beautiful in here. Hedwig, what are you doing here? I love you, Hedwig. I'm so glad nothing bad ever happens to you. Made it to Hogsmeade Station, but don't forget, step away from the crowd real quick. Come right up here and you can take a glorious photo with the train. Look at everybody else just over there, not looking at the train, but this can be a really good picture. Back into Islands of Adventure. Got lots of things I want to check off. We're gonna kick things off in Hogsmeade since that's where we are to do the most nauseating attraction that I am willing to do. And then we're gonna eat because it's been a while since we've had a feeding and I'm hungry. Love walking through here. You know, it's just, there are tons of great snacks in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We're actually going to eat somewhere else, but I just recently did a video on the best snacks in Universal Orlando, which we can link for you. Got some of my favorite picks. It is time for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This is the attraction inside Hogwarts Castle. It combines real sets and screens in this state-of-the-art, incredible technology they built just for this ride. It's almost like you're on an octopus arm and it swings upside down and around in all different angles, and you see Quidditch, and you see the Dementors, and you go into the Chamber of Secrets in the Forbidden Forest, and dragons, and it is like Harry Potter to the extreme, but it also makes me extremely nauseous, but that's fine. We're gonna do it. One thing I don't love about this attraction with Express Pass is you miss about half the queue if you go through the Express line. You don't get to see a lot of the gardens, you don't get to see the hallways. You do get to see Dumbledore's office and the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, and you see the portraits in like a different place. But if you're a diehard Harry Potter fan and there's not a long line, like it was 25 minutes now, I'd recommend just going through the regular queue so you can see all of the cool Easter eggs. Now that we've done Forbidden Journey, it is safe to eat again. I actually mobile ordered, which is something a lot of people don't realize you can do at Universal. It's not at every restaurant, it's not at the Wizarding World places, but mobile order does exist. So I mobile ordered and I'm gonna click I'm here, prepare my order when I'm walking over there so I can get my dinner. Burger Digs is a burger restaurant, as you probably figured out. It does burgers, chicken sandwiches, they have a salad as well. Nothing that exciting, however, I do find that Universal's quick service burgers are superior to your average quick service burger over at Disney. I did a video where I compared quick service food between the two, and burgers are good here. And I wanted something substantial and hearty, and sometimes you just want a good burger. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I also wanted a Jurassic Park exclusive, and I wanted to mobile order it, so stay tuned for that too. Here's my dinner. So it's just the bacon cheeseburger, but I asked for no bacon, but I added avocado, sauteed onions and mushrooms, which I love. It comes with pickles, lettuce, tomato on it already. Comes with fries, got some free cups of water, don't forget to ask for those. And then this is the Jurassic World Eastland Nublar IPA. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love when theme parks make exclusive beer that you can't get anywhere else. This is one of my all-time favorites. It is a fruity IPA, so feels like a nice time to have just a little relaxing break as we overlook Velocicoaster. Unfortunately, it's down for a technical difficulty, so I'm glad we rode that one. This ride does break a lot, also like Hagrid, so if you want to ride it, make sure you head to it early like we did, or keep an eye on it throughout the day and take advantage when it's actually open. The avocado was a nice add. You can totally customize it in the app. Recommend mobile ordering. Also recommend eating off peak time. It's like 4 o'clock right now. No one in line to pick up their mobile order. Very few people in line anyway. Just avoid the congestion, you know? Disney has more variety in their food, but Universal does classic theme park food better. Like their pizza's better, their burgers are better. It's just good stuff, and I love this beer. I've done lots of videos on where to eat at Universal. These perfect days are kind of like plug and plays. You can go in you can go wherever you'd like to eat. Maybe you want to go to Mythos, the sit-down restaurant. Maybe you'd want to eat in the Wizarding World again. Maybe you want pizza. But you pick what you want to eat. But I also have a great video on great places to eat in Universal that aren't Wizarding World if you're curious. Oh, I feel like a new person. You ever get hangry? I get hangry a lot. I'm refreshed. I had a delicious burger. Still working on my delicious beer. People probably saw me walking in the park over to Burger Digs like, I promise I'm nice. I just was hungry. Happens to the best of us. Take my advice. Eat. Don't spread out your feeding so much. We're going to do Jurassic Park River Adventure. And you know this ride must be good if I'm going to get on a water ride willingly on a perfect day. Alright, y'all know I hate water rides, but I love this one. But I look ridiculous. Hold on. Now we're ready with the patented Molly Water Ride Ensemble. It can be yours for the price of any hat and your favorite rain jacket. To all the people who leave comments like, if you hate water, how do you shower? Are you serious? Showering and getting wet in my outfit with my socks and shoes and slip shorts wet when I'm trying to walk around the theme park? 2 very different experiences. I would just like to say, I sat in the front row. Look how wet I am. His hair's not wet though, thanks to Molly's patented water ride ensemble. I love these shirts that are like pastel colored, and they're the attractions posters as if we were in Jurassic World. There's one for each of the attractions. I love these. Do I need a $27 River Adventure shirt? This is something. That is nice. I gotta get out of here before I buy more theme park merchandise I don't need. Wait, I've been distracted. I have to point out this very cool photo op. There's 2 like this. There's this one with the T-Rex, There's one on the other end of Jurassic World with the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. But this Jeep actually used in the movies. So very cool photo op. This is me with my flare. Oh no! Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls is close for refurbishment. Guess I can't ride it. Breezing through Toon Landing, because I'm obviously not riding Popeye and Bluto's Build Rats barges either. You may go watch my water ride challenge and or the water ride RTT if you'd like my thoughts on that one. But we are gonna go to Marvel Superhero Island and try and ride Hulk real quick in the next 15 or so minutes, which I think, you know what? I have faith. For all my Marvel fans, this is comic book Marvel, and it's so interesting because this existed long before Disney purchased Marvel, and so there's this very interesting contract with Disney and Universal that no Marvel IP that's portrayed here can exist in a Disney theme park east of the Mississippi. Read Walt Disney World, which is why you can have Avengers Campus out at Disney California Adventure, which I've done lots of videos of. If you're interested, go check them out, please. I love it out there. But you will never have a Spider-Man ride at Walt Disney World. But you can have a Guardians of the Galaxy ride coming to Walt Disney World because the Guardians of the Galaxy are not Marvel characters that are portrayed in this land. Merchandise doesn't count. I'm talking like character meet and greets, rides, big cutouts, etc. So it's very interesting. And you gotta wonder if every time Universal sells something Marvel branded in their stores, is Disney making money? Probably. Very interesting relationship. Scooting over to the Incredible Hulk coaster. This is my favorite ride in Marvel Superhero Island. Definitely the most popular ride here. The other attractions are Dr. Doom's Fearfall, which is like fine. Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man is very fun. It uses the same technology as Transformers, but it makes me really sick for some reason, more sick than Transformers. And then you've got Storm Force Acceleration, which is kind of like teacups. I recently did a ranking of all the rides in Universal Islands of Adventure, so you can go check that out if you want more info on those. But for me, the one I have to do is this guy. That coaster is so fun. There's a surprise takeoff right there. It's kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster, and it goes straight into an inversion, and it is like so fun. What a great coaster. And now we are dashing as fast as my little legs can carry me back to Jurassic Park. Hi, sweet girl. She seems very sweet. Should I be concerned?
No, she has given you a pair, so I think she's
Aww.
familiar with who you are.
Thank
so
you.
Let's see if we can try something here.
Okay.
A little bit closer, see if she likes
Okay.
it.
Hi, sweet girl.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's I like your pair. So you're safe today.
I'm safe. Okay. Another choice you'll have to make is if you want to see the Hogwarts projection show or the cinematic celebration over at Universal Studios. So once the sun goes down, right now around 6:30 or so, they start the projection show on Hogwarts Castle. It's only about 10 or 15 minutes long, and then they keep doing it every 20 minutes or so until the park closes, which is literally like twice this time of year. And it's really cool and it's really sweet, and if you're a Harry Potter fan, I definitely recommend it. But I haven't seen the cinematic celebration in a long time, so I'm going to opt to go see that over at Universal Studios. I do think we've had a great day. Hopefully you've learned a lot of tips and tricks on how to navigate this park. I really do think Express Pass can be a game changer, especially if you only have a few days here. I truly think you could do the highlights in one day in off-peak season, especially with Express Pass. But I think 2 days with Express Pass and you could be like, you could do it all. I also love just being in the Wizarding World, so for me, I could spend a whole day just in the 2 lanes of the Wizarding World. So, as with any theme park, when you're visiting Universal Orlando, you want to make a list of your most important, absolute must-do things. Make a plan to get those things done, and anything else is cherries on top. Because even though Universal is significantly smaller than Walt Disney World, there is still a lot to do. There's a lot of great snacks. There are a lot of great attractions. There's great entertainment. And it's just it's impossible to do it all in one day. I am opting to take the train again because I have the Express Pass, but also because where I want to eat my snacks and my treats are in the back side of the park. So by being dropped off at King's Cross, I'm going to be closer to the snacks. And that's very important to me, to be close to snacks. Am I getting my own cabin? How luxurious! By this point of the day, people are going home. They're not riding Hogwarts anymore. It's like a 10-minute wait, but I think I get my own cabin, which is the best. This is how it was when the parks first reopened, first distancing, and I just grew accustomed to being able to make fun of Hermione's bad accent out loud and not disturbing other people. So it's a real treat that I can do that again. All right, we made it back over to Universal. It's 6:33. Nighttime in Diagon Alley is something I will never be mad about because it is even cooler in here at night if you didn't think that was possible. It is. We're gonna go get snacks. If you guessed we are going to Florian Fortescue's, you are absolutely right. That's the ice cream shop here, and it's magical wizard ice cream. I don't know what to tell you. It's just so good. I love it. There's all kinds of whimsical flavors, such as chocolate chili and clotted cream, Earl Grey lavender, toffee apple. My favorite is strawberry peanut butter, because that's what Harry eats. I get it almost every time. Should I get it again, or should I try a new flavor? I decided to go with the Butterbeer Soft-Serve. And I kind of thought I wouldn't like it as much as strawberry peanut butter. But I wanted to show something different. Y'all are probably like, please review a different flavor. This is amazing. Whoa, that is... I mean, butterbeer is magic. There are literally like 7 or 8 different kinds of butterbeer you can consume in different forms. I literally could do a whole video on butterbeer. If people wanted it, it could happen. But now, as much as I'd love to spend the next 20 minutes just wandering Diagon Alley and feeling like the most wizard, fabulous version of myself, because it's uncrowded and cool and night, we're gonna go watch the Cinematic Celebration, which I'm also very excited about. Headed to Central Park, which is where you can see Cinematic Celebration. On an uncrowded day like today, you can typically walk up just a few minutes before and get a good view. On a busier day, I would say be there a little earlier, maybe 30 minutes or so. It's like I didn't eat enough snacks today, and I'm trying to shove as many as I can into the last 2 hours of my day. We're also gonna grab one more drink before the show at Duff, which is in Simpsons, and it's the beer that Homer drinks, and you can actually get it here. It's made specially just for Universal. So this is Duff Light, and it just tastes like a Heineken, maybe somewhere between like a Coors Light and a Heineken. It's a little bit heavier than a normal domestic, but it's not super heavy. They have the Duff Regular. They'll do like Duff Oktoberfest in the fall. Very fun little thing that they do. One thing I will say about Universal, and people love to say you have to choose between Disney and Universal. I am not people. Love them both, or neither, or whatever. But one thing I will say about Universal, it is a lot easier to go to Universal than it is to go to Disney right now. It is, as you can see, they actually have an off-peak season right now. That's not the case really at Disney. Genie Plus is very complicated. Express Pass, while more expensive, if you don't get it as a hotel perk, you just walk up and ride what you run. Genie Plus, I've done a ton of videos on it. There's a lot of faults with it. Some people don't like it. I agree with some of the complaints. I don't agree with the others, but it is, we can all agree, it is a very complicated system. Express Pass isn't. I was able to just come to the park today and walk around and ride stuff as I wanted to. You can't really do that at Disney, especially at parks like Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios if you want to do all the rides. I was looking for somewhere to stand and they're like, the bottom level's a splash zone. So obviously I got out of there as quickly as possible and now I'm on the top level. That show is awesome. I don't know why that show doesn't get talked about more. My own fault for not hyping that show up more. I'm sorry. That show is really, really good. It's different segments for all the different franchises. So there's like a Harry Potter section. And when that started, when the first few notes started, everyone freaked out. There's a Transformers section, a Despicable Me section, a Dreamworks section, a Fast and the Furious section. Hey, Dom. You have that John Williams score. Trolls, Can't Stop the Feeling. What an, like, truly awesome way to end the night, especially because I walked up 5 minutes before and was able to get a spot. I would recommend getting there earlier if you're here on a busier day, but like, that show doesn't get talked about enough. What a fun way to end the night. Everybody around is dancing to the really good music. Everybody's cheering for their movies when it came, like, is it as big as like an Enchantment or a Harmonious? No. There's more pyro than I expected. It was great. It was great. Nighttime B-roll, walking through the park with some nighttime B-roll, cause the park is closed. All right, we're gonna end our night with one last pro tip. I'm sure you, like all of these people, want your picture with the Universal Globe. I don't blame you. Do it for the gram. Do you want all these people in your picture? No, you don't. Trick for you, little photo hack. Nobody realizes there's a path right here. You can just scoot your little happy self right over this way to the back side of the globe, and guess what? It rotates. You'll get the Universal, and if you angle it right, you can get the archway too. Look at this. I can take 78 selfies right now, and no one will be in my way. Pro photo tip. If you'd like more pro photo tips, let me know. I love coming to Universal. I think it is so much fun. I love the franchises that are represented here. I think the food has much improved and there's great treats. There's incredible rides, great entertainment. What's not to love? Let me know what other videos you want to see down in the comments. In the meantime, friends, go watch my Universal Mardi Gras video. Thanks for watching.